YouTube, hello, welcome back YouTube. Have you ever been called YouTube before? I don't think you have. You're just a viewer. I call you viewers. Not fans, none of that. Viewers. Or a season ticket holder. Those people that are subscribing over on Twitch. You're not a subscriber on Twitch. You are a season ticket holder of Great Yarmouth. Now, hopefully you've seen the video previous to this where we talk about Great Yarmouth and the challenge that's set out. You've already locked eyes on the league table. You can see what's happened, can't you? Yeah, just when you thought I couldn't bottle it more on YouTube. Well, haha, I could prove you wrong. So you can see there then, Great Yarmouth finished third in a division where two teams get promoted. Shout out to Dis and Fakenham. We tried everything to stop this from happening. So this is the Season 1 review. We're going to be doing these every single year. If you want to come and watch live on Twitch, you can do. Twitch.tv/DoctorBenjy. Remove the FM, not involved on Twitch. There's a link in the description. You can follow over there now if you want to, so you'll be notified when I go live. And yeah, if you're watching this as it went up, I'm probably live right now. If you're watching in the future, I could still be live, but it's more of a gamble. You don't know. So the first thing to do as manager of Great Yarmouth at the very start of the save was to bring in a whole host of players to fill out my team. So that's exactly what we did. Some of the key men then this year were, we can't not start with them really, gang. Gio Craig, who doesn't even play for us anymore because he left with about 4 games to go at the end of the season. Gio Craig, his real name is in fact Gio Craig. That's not me creating nicknames, not on this particular player anyway. Yeah, was a fantastic striker for us and was catapulting us to promotion 15 and 31 until Hanwell came along and ruined everything. Shout out to Hanwell. So yeah, Gio Craig was a star man who maybe we'll see again in the future. You can see pretty good, it turns out, for this level of football. And his strike partner was Fitzmagic. We played a jingle every time he just hit the jingle. You know the song. Fitzmagic. And he, like Gio Craig, with little games left to go in the season, went to Burnham Ramblers, which is most annoying, viewers, because they'd pretty much wrapped up the league season already. They didn't even really need him. It was unnecessary. Took him off us, which obviously then hindered our chances of promotion. But Fitzmagic was a superstar. The chat on the stream have really enjoyed Fitzmagic. Maybe again another player we'll see in the future. 18 goals in 33 games, 2 in 4. And he left as well. There was numerous nicknames throughout the season. Mr. Showbiz, one of the favourites. You're probably thinking, Ben, why on earth is he called Mr. Showbiz? Run the clip. What's he doing on the ball? He did a twirl. He did a twirl. I'm convinced he did a twirl. Did he do a twirl? Did this man here do a twirl? He's... I love it so much. I love it so much. What's he doing? Yeah, real name David Barnett did a wonderful turn, and yeah, it was a, I wouldn't say a key part of our team. When you look at the entire team, that's the contracts, of which none of them are really on full-time contracts. Where's Dr. Benjy's view? Available now on the Steam Workshop, link in the description. So you can see the quality of our team wasn't too bad. You may well notice there's lots of green going on there. There was a situation, viewers. Once again, I'm saying this again. Run the clip. We need this. Kings Lynn Reserves. Fakenham Play FC Sudbury. Now, like, if you've just joined, there may well be a situation where we've got a set of trialists here. This guy just so happens to be... Where's he actually play? He plays for Fakenham. So, like, there's a chance that some of their players aren't currently at the club. I don't know. I don't know any more about that. So, if you're here from the FA, just know it's all above board. It's all been okay. It's all been signed off. So, I think it's fine. We just have to do our job and beat Kings Lynn Reserves. That's all that matters here, gang. So yeah, we basically went to Fakenham and trialled most of their players in a vicious and frankly disgusting attempt, which the chat, I will say, very much on board with. The community that I've got over on Twitch, they thought this was a fine idea. Didn't work. They still finished second, and look, we didn't break the rules. So, like, because if I'd broken the rules, I wouldn't be allowed to do it. So the fact that Fakenham allowed me the players, it very nearly paid off. Our season, well, it was an interesting one. It started off incredibly well. Defeats were few and far between, and then sort of, I don't know, November, December came around, we started to stumble a little bit. Cup competitions tended to get in the way. Fixture pile up. It's probably this section here that we'll talk about most, viewers. A 4-1 defeat to Needham Market Reserves. Debenham beat us 4-2. And a 1-1 against Felixstowe, which meant wins against Marchtown and Kings Lynn. They frankly weren't enough. And yeah, I would describe them as not ideal situations, gang. We took a very early lead against Debenham. A sending off from Josh Eggington, our new left back, who's actually pretty good for the division. Decent marking and tackling for this level of football down in Tier 10. Not ideal is the phrase I would use, gang. And yeah, we were predicted to finish 7th. So in all, we've had a pretty good year. Players will, of course, teams will now come down to our division, and we will go again for season 2. In terms of personnel, where the players are still here going on next year, they're all on sort of contracts that automatically roll on. So whether we can get some people down on permanent deals, I think it's unlikely. We're still a semi-professional side, of course, with lots of work to do. It's in a strange situation. It doesn't look like many of our team have scored goals. That's mainly because our 2 goal scorers, as I've mentioned, left us, which isn't great, obviously. Assist-wise as well, Adam Bennett on the left-hand side got quite a few, Ellis Hewitt as well. And system-wise, we've chopped around a little bit. We changed it depending on all sorts of things. We played a 4-3-3 at some point. We're currently in a 4-4-2 system with new strikers Ash and Dunlop. Basically, we had players stolen off us, so I went and stole some players off other teams. 5 and 6 for Ash, who was nicknamed previously called Ash and Zala, but the chat were calling him Ash. We changed it to Ash. That tends to be what happens in Twitch chats these days. Oliver Dunlop as well, another player that was decent, was scoring a hatful of goals in our division, had 7 and 8, so we pulled him in quite early to be a part of our team, as well as a few others as well. Look, this happens, you know, we've come very close, and you've got to have these disappointments to achieve greater, bigger and better things, and hopefully going forward next season we'll be able to do just that. Financially, it's not brilliant. We will try and set up some pre-season friendlies against some big dogs. The season, in fact, finishes in April, so we've got loads of time to plan pre-season, and we'll go through all of that, potentially on a stream. I've already done that, so if you want to go back and watch the VODs, you can do, because the stream that I'm doing today, as this video again is uploaded, will be my continuation of the beginning of season 2 towards the start of that year. So, yeah, look, we've got some players that can still be really good. George Brown was a fantastic defender for us. We could change the attribute colours at some point, but these are, of course, the colours that I'm using for Glory Hunter, and I just decided not to change them. I've got a pretty good gauge of who's good and who's not. Vadim was an interesting player. Centre-back at our side was on £300 a week, so most of our money, gang, has gone to Vadim, who has benefited massively from the season ticket holders and the sponsorship money that's come in. It's quite interesting, actually. This is really the joys of this. We have over 700 season ticket holders over on Twitch. We've got 65 in game in the real life. There's more people watching on Twitch at the moment that are watching in real life. And I will say, shout out to Great Yarmouth, whose manager in real life has offered me the opportunity to go down and maybe enjoy the fruits of the Great Yarmouth Town labour and be his guest of honour at a game potentially. So we'll maybe do that. Maybe that'll be a vlog that we'll do at some point. That could be really good fun. But there we are then. It's not happened. There's still time. I may also have a new badge that goes for Great Yarmouth. Show that on screen now. What do we think? The old badge? How can I show this in the best way possible? I mean, I could put that on screen too. Old badge, new badge. What do you think we should go for? Comment section. Get involved. Let me know what you think. And hopefully you'll join me live at some point. Of course, this is a tier 10 to the top. We want to try and get to the Premier League. How many years do you think we can do it in? Probably, I'm going to say Championship football by 2035, maybe 15 years for there, and then it might be a little bit more to get over the edge. A long way to go. 9 promotions, of course, until we get to the Premier League. But yeah, we started off well. 3rd's not too bad. It would have been ideal to get promoted. It didn't quite happen, but you know that famous phrase, we do indeed go again. And if we can hold on to some of our really talented players going into next year, these ones on trial, we might as well. They're not actually on trial. Or no, remove those. This is the team largely that's played. You might look at the potential of this and think, oh, Bren, you've got some real players coming through. That's not really how it works in the lower leagues. They're essentially they've got potential until we bring in good players, and then this potential looks nowhere near as good. They're not going to be like superstar Premier League regen type players. It's just not going to happen. Of course, what we'll do next season as well, we'll update you on how we went last season, whether some of these players stick around. Of course, you will see that journey again. Come and watch it live. It's really good fun. We've been having loads of people watch. I think we've had streams with 700-800 viewers recently. So be a part of that if you want. Come get involved, and you can come in. Basically, the chat is where it's at, you know. So why not? That's going to bring us to the end of this first season review. If there's things you'd like me to cover in the future episodes of these, I'm more than happy to. Of course, a lot of these player names you won't be overly familiar with, which I totally understand. But hopefully, by the way we move forward and go on with this, some of the players will be here as a consistent first team. So that should be fun. The further we go in down at this lower level, you know, you recycle players pretty quickly. So yeah, we'll love with care then. From me to mention until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. There'll be an update in probably a week and a half's time, couple of weeks time, as we go through to season 2. And we love with care. Goodbye. Live now. Description: twitch.tv/DoctorBenjyFM.